Hello there. Thanks for joining me on another edition of the program Q Sports on Ascent Television. My name is Jide Olaniran. On today's show, we have so many things to dish out on the show. So many talking points that we have, and it's going to be an exciting show. You can count on us. That's it. As we bring you the best of Q Sports show right here on this part of the planet Earth. Jide Olaniran is my name again, and before I take you through the show, let me tell you something about this channel. Of course, you can be part of the good things we are doing on this YouTube channel, right? By subscribing to this YouTube channel, Ascent TV. You can see it on your screen there. Please subscribe to our TV channel. Follow us, subscribe then so that you can get notification of every great content we drop on this channel, okay? Also, on our other social media platforms, they are there for you. For example, Facebook, you can check us out on Facebook. For example, facebook.com/AscentTV. It's also on your screen as well. For those who are using the mobile app, Facebook mobile app, all you just need to do is just type the Ascent TV in cap, ASEN TV there, and it will bring out the page, the Ascent. Then you can like that page, of course. For Instagram, it's Ascent _TV, Ascent ASEN _TV. Twitter, Ascent, that's Ascent with the double N TV. That's at Ascent TV. That's for Twitter. You can follow us. Please keep following us. For Facebook, like the page, follow it as well. And for YouTube, subscribe. And just that. It's always that. It's interactive. And let's hear from you. Let's hear from you by leaving a comment or remark on our videos. And you can also just keep, if you like them, let's give us some thumbs up, and you can interact with us. Let's keep it coming. And for those who are interested in sponsorship and advertisement on YouTube or most of our social media platforms, especially for those who follow Q Sports and some great entertaining content, you can talk to us at African Sport Entertainment and News Network Television. Reach us on our phone line. It's 0912 360-7034. Once again, 0912-360-7034. That's it for those who want to get in touch with us for sponsorship and advertisement. Yes, feel free. Be part, and you will regret it. This is where you can put your money. If you want to put your money where your mouth is, then you need to do business with us on this channel. All right. We're going to break for the news round on this segment. And when we come back, like I said, talking points, very interesting talking points, and very, very important that we look at some of these issues. Welcome back. It's Q Sports on Ascent Television. Your host is Jide Olaniran, and we joining me to look at some of these issues that we'll be trashing or bringing it on. Is Joaquim Idada, who joins me again for this segment. Okay, Joe, good to have you on the show.
Jide, my pleasure as usual now.
Joe, so many things, but we're just trying to reduce it to the one that concerns us. That's, we are Africans, we also, and let's look at, we're passionate about the Q Sports in Africa. And one of the things we're passionate on this channel is that we want to make sure that we propagate the gospel of Q Sports. Yeah.
Sure do.
And the fact that there won't be All Africa Open Snooker Championship it's something that it's very disappointing, I must say, because we have looked forward to this, and from the perspective of some of our players that want to be part of this. But let me tell you something. When we spoke to the president of the African Billiards and Snooker Federation on the show some time ago, and the fact that the championship was going to hold in Morocco made me skeptical about the fact that, because I've seen how Morocco treated other sporting events, especially I've seen them when it comes to football. You know, as massive as football is, they didn't allow. I know that there are some CAF events that were supposed to hold in Morocco just because of the pandemic, they just didn't want some of these events to hold.
Yes, you did.
And when I saw the condition for this snooker championship to hold, and I said, same old, we're back at it again.
It shows that the pandemic has struck hard against sports. That's the whole organization of sports so far. Snooker, I wouldn't say snooker has been left out. We have been at the receiving end, and quite a number of events have been cancelled. Remember, in 2019, the World Chinese Able Pool Championship was supposed to take place in Durban, South Africa. It was postponed somehow. I think the best word to use is indefinitely postponed. And now we have the snooker event that was supposed to take place this July. That's the All African Snooker Championship that was to take place in Morocco, Casablanca in Morocco. Same fate has befallen that particular event. I did speak to Victor Kweku, who is one of Nigeria's best snooker player.
Okay.
He looked forward to going to showcase, because I won't use the word represent Nigeria, because actually it's an open event.
Okay.
And because it's an open event, we can't classify that you are going there representing a country.
Okay.
No, you are representing yourself.
Okay.
What you are doing it for the pride, for your own self-pride.
Okay.
And Victor had looked forward to, and many of us here in Nigeria were rooting for Victor so that he can go out there and for once showcase that we have good players coming for Africa. But it was a sad one for him when I spoke to him, because he had invested quite some amount of resources in looking for
to the fruition of his dream to be part of that.
Yes, and unfortunately, he was not able to. It didn't materialize, and that was a painful one. And it also makes me realize that there's need for our sportsmen in Nigeria to begin to explore the possibility of using the services of sports managers to manage their affairs.
Okay.
Because sometimes when you want to participate in global events, using your personal money, sometimes it does not come out as positive as you expect. Because when a sportsman begins to worry about flight tickets, accommodation, feeding, logistics, how to pay trainers, all of that, it's a lot of burden. So it emphasizes the need for sports in Africa, especially in Nigeria, for us to begin to do things or to align our sports activities with what happens international best practice. And I use this opportunity to once again advise for those Nigerians who are showing keen interest, that they want to become professional players or top players like we have in the global stage. It will be wise if they begin to explore the opportunity of using professional companies, that's using corporate bodies to manage their affairs. Remember that even in boxing, that's because when we talk about sports, on this platform, it's always we talk about Africa. And Anthony Joshua, who is celebrated an African son, celebrated boxer, world champion. You can see Matchroom boxing or matchroom sports manages its affairs.
No.
And so the same thing should apply to other athletes. So I'll use this opportunity to advise our sportsmen, especially those who want to make something out of their sports, to explore the possibility of having professional managers or corporate bodies to manage their affairs, so that when things like this happens, it will not affect them emotionally, neither will it affect them so badly financially. So that it will be the responsibility of some corporate bodies to worry about those many things, like I initially said, that normally disturb sportsmen. Because if you have gone through the whole hassle of personally looking for sponsorship and all of that, and at the end of the day, things like this happens, sometimes it affects your game. So even if Victor had made it to Morocco, I think, if I would say sometimes things turn out to work out to your benefit. Because after all the emotional effort, all the stress of getting self-sponsorship, and at the end of the day, you have gotten there with the pressure and everything, I doubt if you'll be able to have performed as as you expected.
But the way it is that it's not only Victor that is going to be affected by this. There are other players who are already looking for to be part of it.
But yes, we agree. But look at the classical example where, like you said earlier, Morocco takes this pandemic very, very serious.
Yeah.
And they did say, if you are going to hold a sports event in Morocco,
there are conditions.
There are conditions, and very stringent conditions. And one of the conditions is that you have to self-quarantine. Mm-hmm. That means when you arrive their country, you must quarantine yourself for an upward of for at least 10 days.
That's it.
And when you quarantine yourself for 10 days, that means for 10 good days, you'll be locked up somewhere. And it is not free. You are going to still pay the bills for the hotel, for the food you are going to eat and all of that. So it even makes it a little bit more expensive. And when you are sponsoring yourself to such an event from your pocket, it's not something that you look forward to so easily, especially when possibly the prize money, though, is not commensurate with all of that. But just I won't use the ego for the self-fulfillment that, I went, I played well. And if you do very, very well, it might earn you a talk card if you go to the WBP, that's the professional, the World Professional Billiards Snooker Association tournaments. That's the WPBSA tournament. Mm-hmm. And that is one of the advantages of going to such an event.
It's you know what, I'm also worried for we at some point we're just here, I remember we had started celebrating the fact that we were out of the woods because of the fact that we could see that some competitions are back. They were, but unfortunately we are at a particular crossroad again where people talking about the third wave, and
we are not out of the woods, Jide. We are not, because
third wave, and I wonder what will happen. The mental health of these players. They complain about they had their struggle. They made us know about their struggle during the lockdown and all that. And there is a likelihood that we might.
The Snooker and Pro Players Alliance also have suffered greatly from the pandemic, because most of the affiliate bars they are shut down. Most of the restrictions, you cannot have more than a specific number of people in your bar or in your facility. So this has been really, really a very, very difficult time for sports generally, as far as I'm concerned. But I believe at the end of the day, everything will end well. So I believe that. And we'll get back to normal. We'll get back to normal. Hope you have taken your vaccination.
Yeah, well, that's another question for the day, for another day. Anyway, we'll get there. All right, let's talk about the Olympics started. That we would have also looked at some other event, but let's just focus on the Olympics. And when the Olympics started, there was this announcement about 6 sports that the International Olympic Committee just recognized exactly. They have been introduced into the game, exactly into the Olympic community now. So whenever that we will have Olympics going forward, we should have some of those games like the breakdancing, karate, softball, and baseball and softball, sports climbing, skateboarding, breakdancing. And I wonder, just say, what's happening to Q Sports? The snooker, the pool of this world, one of the oldest sports in the world, but here we are. We can't have them in the Olympics. Despite the fact that in 2017, there was this story about the fact that the World Snooker Federation was formed to begin to make such bid to be, for snooker especially to be in the Olympics, even 2017, and here we are in 2021. We're still talking about, neither snooker or pool is in the Olympics.
I think for me, that's one of the things I look at. It's scandalous that you have a sport like most of the Q sports. Most of the Q sports are pretty old sports, very, very old sports. And I wonder why they are not in the Olympics, especially with the introduction of 6 new sports, and not even one Q sport was considered as befitting getting to the Olympics. Neither billiards, snooker, 8-ball pool, 9-ball pool, Chinese 8-ball pool, or even English 8-ball pool. And it's sad, but like you said, the World Professional Billiard Snooker Association did encourage the formation of a new federation, which was called the World Snooker Federation, to champion the whole idea towards getting, first of all, if we could make snooker an Olympic sport. But I think the federation is doing well. I wouldn't say they're not doing well. But I think we need to have global sports associations to recognize snooker, first of all, as a sport. And that is why, for me, we here in Ascent TV, we celebrated when African Games recognized snooker as one of its competitive, one of its medal events in 2019. That was in Morocco. And Morocco cleared most of the medals. But that was a good one for me. And another thing that I think that will be important that can be done is that because snooker is really a British sport. I wonder why the Commonwealth Games is not big. Yes, I wonder why the Commonwealth Games, they don't have snooker in the Commonwealth Games.
Maybe that's at that level too. You begin to talk to at the continental level where we have the African Billiard and Snooker Confederation, and some other, maybe especially those
all the Commonwealth countries.
Britain is exactly. So I don't know why we can't push.
I think that should be something that is worth considering. That means all the Commonwealth countries, because whether we like it or not, snooker is actually a British sport. And it's part of the British culture.
Exactly.
It's part of the British culture. So the Commonwealth Games, we should have snooker as one of the sports in the Commonwealth Games. So that if we see 1 or 2 or 3 of the continental sporting bodies recognize snooker as a medal sport, then we might be doing ourselves a lot of good towards getting the IOC to recognize snooker. But I think it's a good start that Africa has recognized it. All Africa and the African Games has recognized it. Even the African African University
Yeah,
Games
exactly, yep. That's
has
the
also
African
recognized
University Games, yes,
snooker,
that's the same
and
thing.
it's going to feature in the next African University Games. It's going to feature in the next African. That's because that's the one going to take place in Kenya, in Kenyatta University, and it's never too late, as far as I'm concerned. It's never too late to have some of these sports.
Because I'm even thinking that
At
the
that
fact
level.
that maybe because we've had I remember I was telling you that maybe it's as a result of the proliferation of different associations that are running these sports. For example, we used to have, but the fact that they have collapsed or they've been able to come together to begin to make champion working as a united front. So to have, for example, for snooker, we have the World Professional Billiard and Snooker Association. We have the World Confederation of Billiard and Sports, all those things. And for pool too, there is APA, there is W World Pool Association, there is International Pool. They're different. But maybe by the time we can have some of this come together and we can have,
I think it's a work. It's a work in progress.
And pool too, like snooker is doing theirs too. Don't forget that we also
the same thing.
Pool is also popular.
Even in boxing, you have the same thing. You have the IBF, the WBO, the WBC, the WBA. You have a proliferation of associations. But at the end of the day, it is for the good of the sport. Somehow, I look at it as it allows. It diversifies. Okay. If I use that word, it diversifies competition. Because if football is a unique sport that FIFA has found a way of gathering all the powers, of bringing everybody under them, but not in all sports. Not in all sports. So I wouldn't say in one breath, yes, there is a challenge, but in another breath, it's good. So we can't throw away the baby and the bathwater. So I just feel most sincerely that efforts should continue to have the World Snooker Federation do what they do, because at least twice every year they hold the World Snooker Federation Opens and the World Snooker Federation Junior Open Tournament. The 2021 event has been postponed indefinitely, or has been postponed to 2022. It was supposed to have taken place in Adelaide in Australia. But the previous one, that's the 2019 edition, the 2020 edition took place in Malta. It took place in Malta. And as far as I'm concerned, it's a good one. The Chinese are doing well. And I know one thing that is very clear. The Chinese are growing so rapidly in snooker. And their dominance is just, we are looking forward to
just a matter of time. I know that the way the game of the Q sport is
developing in
China and all, because by the time you want to, whatever criteria will be used in terms of popularity, you could see that this game is growing in terms of popularity and all that. Gradually, Africa too, before you know it, Africa is beginning to accept and gradually it's beginning to spread, even because if the likes of the African University Games could be introducing snooker and the World University Games will be introducing that, you know what that means. That means
so
you're catching
very soon, if the Commonwealth Games introduces snooker, African Games introduces snooker, as you have said, and we even have Chinese lead the Asian Games. Once the Asian Games introduce snooker, then that means we have like 2-3 continental blocks.
And it's already popular in Europe.
And
already, in America, it's also
popular in Europe.
America, so
then it will invade. So the future is bright. Let's put it that way. The future is bright.
Popular sports are getting attention, are getting into the Olympics, so why not? So it's possible.
Sure.
All right, Joe, thanks. We're going to break now for the Player of the Week for this edition of the show. Our Player of the Week is the German-born Fila Joshua. He is the number one, all the way from Germany. Fila Joshua is our Player of the Week. All right, welcome back. It's still your show, Q Sports on Ascent Television, and we move it. There's something new that we will be doing. That's we will be storming some of the pubs that we have around, especially because maybe we'll start from Lagos before we move to other cities in the country. We'll be trying to sample the opinions of pool snooker players. Yeah, whether billiard, snooker, or pool player, anyone that you are, we'll be trying to visit you to know how you guys are faring. That will be on our new segment that is called the Pub Talk. So just watch out for Ascent Television microphone and the camera that will be visiting some of the pubs. So that's it for. And Joe, I hope that you guys you are prepared for us in some of your locations.
Yeah, sure do. For us, it's exciting, and we'll be glad to have you people at various bars, various clubs that are affiliated to us. Okay. It will be nice to work with you people as you go around town, and for you to meet some of these players, especially for us to put a face to some of these very, very good players, especially recording them when they play. Right. Sure do.
So watch out for it. We're working on that, working on it to make sure that we bring it to you. Pub Talk. That's what we do. All right. Don't forget before we'll say bye-byes on the show today also. This is also a reminder again that you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ascent TV. That's it. You go to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, yes, youtube.com. And you would just type in Ascent TV. You will see it on the screen, Ascent TV, YouTube. Subscribe. Just, click that bell symbol there. Subscribe, and so that you can get notification anytime we drop latest programs on the channel. So, and also social media platforms are there for you. For Facebook, it is online. For those, you can go to facebook.com/AscentTV. You can also see that for mobile, it is Ascent TV. That's for the mobile app of Facebook, Ascent TV. For Instagram, it is Ascent_TV for Instagram. And for Twitter, it is Ascent TV, at Ascent TV. Yes, Ascent TV. You will see them on the screen. Those are social media platforms. You can just let's continue the interaction, make it interactive, and let's hear from you. We need your feedback. You can leave a comment for us on any of these social media platforms. And don't forget, you can also drop some comment for us on our YouTube channel too. Just let's know that you are enjoying. Let's know what you think about what we're doing here. Okay, and for those who want to sponsor and for sponsorship and marketing, you can contact the head of our marketing, the Non-African Sports Entertainment and News Network Television. That's Ascent TV. You can contact us on 0912 360 7034. Once again, 0912 360 7034. That's it. So please patronize us. Let's work together so that we can deliver on your return on investment. Okay, that's it. Before we go, Joe, it's quite an exciting edition. Again today, I really hope we can do this some other time. While I'll be leaving them with the match of the week.
Sure do.
Thank you very much, Joe, once again.
My pleasure.
That's it for this edition. Thank you for joining us. See you some other time.